Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Dan Blanchard from the Travel in Time with Dan show, where we mix travel with history and with leadership and with me, Dan Blanchard. Today I am in Rocky Hill, Connecticut at the Rocky Hill Glastonbury Ferry. It's the oldest continuous running ferry in the United States. 1655 is when it was established. All right, and it was here before Rocky Hill and Glastonbury were even here. This area here was called Weathersfield. This was part of Weathersfield. Back in the day, Weathersfield's still here, but now this area is called Rocky Hill, and across the Connecticut River there is Glastonbury. The ferry is part of Route 160, right? So as you can see over my shoulder, that is the Connecticut River, and that is like the water highway, superway of the old colonial times. This was their transportation routes. Back in the 1700s, right, Connecticut probably had around 30 of these ferries. You don't see it here today because this is the off season, right? You can see the snow, all right? So they don't run the ferry during the winter. But Connecticut probably had about 30 ferries back in the day. Now it's just a few, all right? Now think about this. We're talking 1700s. We're talking 1655 for this ferry here in Rocky Hill. This is a time before cars, before bridges, right? This is a time before that. The ferries are what was connecting communities, right? Allowing people to go back and forth, right? Allowing products, goods, services to go back and forth. The ferries were connecting communities in those days, sort of how cars and obviously bridges do today. So what's the history of this? Well, way back, the ferry began as a raft. A raft with poles. Yep, you'd have humans pushing long poles, I guess on the bottom of the river, and pushing the raft, the ferry, across the Connecticut River, right over here, over my shoulder, right? Later on, you're going to have horse-powered on a treadmill, right? So could you imagine horses on a treadmill, right? Walking on a treadmill, powering, right? Probably through some kind of ropes, powering the ferry to go across the Connecticut River here. And then the Industrial Revolution is going to come along, and of course we're going to have steam power is going to power the ferry to go across the river here, the Connecticut River here. Eventually, becoming modern day, eventually you're going to have what's called a diesel tugboat. The name is the Cumberland, right? That's going to haul, right, or push the Hollister 3. That's the barge. The Hollister 3 across this river, and it's got enough room for 3 cars. Not a lot, but hey, that's what it's got, right? All right, so moving on. What kind of people love coming here? Well, all sorts. You can see there's a little park right here over my shoulder. You can't see it real easy, but there's a road that goes back there. And there's lots of, it's like a road, like turns a dirt road. And you go back there, there's lots of open area back there where they grow stuff and you could walk there, ride your bikes there. So all sorts of people like coming here, right? Tourists, obviously, love to come see the oldest continuous running ferry in the United States. So it's great for tourists. It's great for walkers. People want to take their dogs here. There's picnic tables and stuff like this, benches to sit here, right, for reading, reflecting. You can obviously do picnics here, right? And water sports. I came here one day just to hang out and drink a cup of coffee here, just relax and reflect. And I saw probably 3, 4, 5 wave runners were out there whipping around there, doing all sorts of stunts and tricks, and they were having a blast out there with their wave runners on the water. So you could see all sorts of people love coming here. And this is also a great place for cyclists. So there's a whole bunch of area over there where you could ride your bikes. But for many, many years, the only crossing for cyclists, people riding bikes, between Hartford and Middletown was this ferry. It's the only crossing for years and years. Now, lately, the Putnam Bridge, Route 3 there that comes over from like the Glastonbury East Hartford side over to like the Weathersfield side, they've added like a walking lane / bike lane to that. But that's like new. So for many, many, many years, if cyclists wanted to come over from, let's say, East Hartford, Glastonbury area, they basically needed to take the ferry. There was no other easy way to go that didn't add a substantial amount of miles on it. All right. So now this place obviously is a historic preservation, right? And this is a place where you can actually experience living history. You can come here April through like November 30th. You can come here and actually ride on the ferry. Yep, you can come here and ride on the ferry. You can come, if you don't want to ride, you can come here and watch, right? I mean, this is like experiencing living history. Again, the oldest ferry in the country, right? This is National Register of Historic Places, right? It's on that. And again, it's open from April 1st to November 30th. And even when it's closed, like in the winter when there's snow on the ground, you can still come here. You can see there's there's some cars here that's coming in and out, whether they're just sitting there reading, resting, I don't know, sipping a cup of coffee, just looking at the water, the tranquility, the peace of mind, all that stuff, right? You can definitely come here anytime, and you should. I mean, it's for tourists, for travelers, it's a great place for you to come and check out. All right. Now, I've given some history, but I also like to mix in some leadership. So what is the leadership lesson here? The leadership lesson here is, listen, people need connection. And even way, way back in the 1600s and 1700s, these ferries were connecting people, right? And as technology improves, improves, right? That technology enhances people's connection with each other. And the ferry here is a great example of that leadership. Well, everybody, thank you for spending time with me, Dan Blanchard, on the Travel and Time with Dan show, where we mix travel with history and with leadership. I'm going to be back real soon with another really cool place somewhere. Until then, take care, and I'll see you soon.